Madonna, lovely to meet you.
And you?
Thank you. I'm going to tell you a secret. I saw it a couple of days ago. I just want... Why did you decide to make the film?
Well, partially because I wanted to document what it was like to put together a show and my life on the road as a kind of sequel to Truth or Dare, or I think it was called In Bed with Madonna,
yeah.
which is a really naff title. Wasn't my idea. I wanted to. It was meant to be a bookend. So partially that was the reason, and kind of to see, you know, me 12 years later, how my life had changed and how my point of views had changed. I mean, that was the original reason.
Yeah, because watching it as a fan, you see it, and because to start with, when I put it on, I thought, right, why am I seeing this? This is interesting, you know. I'm in, you know, and then you think, well, you know, like it or not, you're the biggest pop star in the world the last 20 years. So your fans almost, is it almost like they need that update, they need that recap?
Well, I can't speak for my fans and as far as what they need, but I thought, like I said, my original idea was to do a kind of a follow-up. But then while I was making it, and when we were editing it, I decided that I didn't want to follow the formula of the first film, which focused mostly on my life, you know, with the show. I wanted to incorporate a lot of other things, because obviously my life has evolved into a lot of other things, and so it became... I started off wanting to tell one story, which is what I always say to people about this film, and then I ended up telling several stories.
Is it difficult to hand over control? Because you know, you seem to be a person that likes control. You like to be in charge, and you know, and obviously that's kind of why you're so successful.
There is that rumor about me.
Yes, it's floating around. But I mean, how do you find these people then to go, right? Okay, I trust this person enough to let him make a movie, or trust this person enough to help me make a stage show or an album.
Well, it's not like he just turned the camera on and he shot whatever he wanted and I wasn't involved in it, and he edited it and I wasn't involved in it. And that way, it's not a typical documentary. I see it more as a visualized journal. What I like to do is hire or collaborate with people who have very strong opinions, who are incredibly visionary, very creative.
So you're like arguing with people?
Yeah. I mean, believe me, Jonas and I argued a lot.
Really?
Yeah. But you need to work with strong people. I don't want a yes man or woman. It's good to have people who have opinions, because you need to be tested, because it's the testing that makes you know whether you really believe in something or not. You could say I'm a control freak because I want things done just so, but on the other hand, I always want to work with people who bring something to the picture and help me to see things in another way. And Jonas has a very specific point of view, and so do I, and they're not exactly the same, which is a good thing.
I think the nicest thing when I watched it, well, we'll get on to the kids and stuff later on, because they steal the show.
They do.
The nicest thing when I watched it is you seem quite vulnerable in it, and
Don't I seem quite vulnerable now?
No.
No?
No, you're not vulnerable.
Oh, all right.
No, you do. But
get to know me.
But I want to do that, please. But in the film, you seem like the New York show. You come off stage in the New York show, and you come back and you're looking for your buddies, and there's no one around.
As you can see, I have no friends.
But it's almost like you need the validation when you come up. And it's
doesn't
TV's a little
everybody?
bit like that as well, yeah.
Well, it's very weird to do a show for 20,000 people and having everyone eating out of the palm of your hand and singing every word of your song and have this incredible synergy and exchange, and then come back to a room where no one's there and you're just sitting there by yourself and the silence is deafening, and it's kind of too big of a contrast. You need to go into a decompression chamber or something. But also you have to remember that when a camera's in a room with you all the time, you know, it starts with you. It takes several months to feel comfortable with it. By the time we got to New York, it's like the camera wasn't there.
Absolutely.
Except, of course, when I went to the bathroom.
And then it
I
wasn't
took
there
offense.
either. Yes, of course. Well, you also seem to have, I guess, almost a maternal relationship with your dancers, which came across, which was, I thought, a lovely part of the film. And yet, there must have been that. You like you said, you're a woman who likes to be in control, but it must have been that awful moment when you had to let them go at the very start, and, you know, and then it's almost that X Factor moment. I hate to say it, but you know what I mean?
No, it's horrible. The audition, that's why I say it in the film, it's a dog's life. The audition process is horrible, and the rejection that you feel over and over and over every time when you audition, whether it's a film or a part as a dancer or whatever, you have to make yourself vulnerable to complete strangers. You have to give them your all, and then you finish it, and you feel like a jerk, and you know there's silence afterwards, and they go, okay, thank you, we'll call you, and it's just a horrible process, but obviously that makes you tougher.
Sure. Do you remember that like it was yesterday, all those auditions and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I remember getting cut all the time. Yeah.
How does that work? Well, you know what I don't understand?
Thank you. We'll call you.
Well, this is what I don't understand, because presumably when dancers go for an audition, there are no bad dancers. Because,
Yeah, there are.
Are there?
Yeah.
The bad dancers go for auditions?
Oh my God. Yeah, they especially come and audition for me.
Really?
Well, what you get is a lot of nutters. You get some unbelievable dancers too, like the best. And I do feel very lucky to attract like the best dancers. But I also get a lot of cuckoo people who like to dress up like me, boys dressing like girls, girls dressing like boys, people who think they're me, people who look like they've just been released from a lunatic asylum.
That must be terrifying.
People
when
who
you audition.
and they're really bold too. They get right out in front, and they don't even do the combination. They just do some other dance. Or
Do you have like a witness protection thing where you just put a glass screen down?
no,
and they
I'm
can't
sitting at a
see you?
table with Jamie and all the people I work with, and that's very close contact. But I don't want people making those decisions for me.
Your dad was also in the movie, which I really liked. Was that something you didn't plan? Because it seems that
No, my dad's in the first film.
Sure.
And I think my dad is obviously a big part of my life, and I think if you want to know me a little bit, you need to know my dad, who is a sort of obsessive compulsive workaholic.
Yeah.
I think it explains my pathology a little bit.
Do you know what I liked about when your dad was there was when, firstly, you were saying a prayer, which he seemed to really love.
Yes.
And secondly,
Nice Catholic boy.
well, when there's religious iconography up on the stage and so
Yeah.
forth, and
He liked all that.
he loved all that.
Yeah.
But it was regardless of context. He was just like the guy.
Yeah.
He was like my dad. The minute there's anything religious,
Beautiful.
it's like,
Jesus on the
oh
cross.
well,
Beautiful.
Jesus up there. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You say fun is overrated, but you look like you like the fact you're enjoying yourself.
I do, but everything I say is a contradiction to something else I said. That's life, isn't it? I mean, it's a paradox, right?
Yes.
I mean, fun is fun, but it's also overrated, and life isn't just about having fun.
So do you feel guilty about having fun?
No, but there was a time where I probably, put more emphasis on having fun and less emphasis on being a decent human being. I'd like to think I have a bit more of a balance going on in my life.
Well, what comes across to me in the film more than anything else is that there's you're still ambitious, but it isn't with a big A, as it were. You seem quite content. You seem.
Really?
Am I getting all this wrong? Because you seem. Don't get me wrong. You're
I'm very ambitious still.
You're still pushing yourself, but
Yeah.
there are things in your life that mean more now.
Yeah,
And
I have other priorities, if that's, So that takes up, I couldn't say that I'm an ambitious mother. You know what I mean? So in that area of my life, I'm not ambitious.
Yeah. But then obviously you can only do so many things. So if you're going to devote time to motherhood, it can't help but detract from time in a career.
Right.
So it's
that's also one of the things I tried to explore in the movie, the struggle of balancing my personal life, my life with my family, and my life as an artist or an entertainer, and that I didn't have to deal with before when I made the first film. And I thought that people could relate to that, because I know anybody who has a family and a full-time job is constantly being pulled from both sids.
Yeah. I just want to move on.
Not interested in that.
I am interested
You
in
will
that.
one day when you have kids.
Well, I was going to ask you about your marriage and stuff, because that's
I
for
see
me.
about kids.
What? No, about your marriage and your whole family and stuff. 'Cause
Okay.
Guy, for me, your husband, seems to be the hero of the film.
Really?
Yes.
I thought I was the hero.
You're the heroine. But Guy, no. What I like about Guy in the film is that he just seems to be the great leveler
Would you like to elaborate?
of your life in terms of the wonderful but mad insanity that obviously it must be.
That he doesn't really
Doesn't really
engage
care.
in.
Doesn't really obviously cares about you, but you're the most important thing, and everything else kind of can zone out and
Yeah.
like-
He's not impressed.
I think he's impressed, but
But he's a guy,
yeah.
so he doesn't show it.
That's
right?
what comes
Work
across.
with me.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, no, but, you know, for example, when you said I'm a little bit nervous or something, he just says, fly, girl, go on.
Yeah. No, he's got a good sense of humor about the whole thing. He doesn't, you know, he takes it seriously, but not too seriously. He's not starstruck, if that's what you mean. I don't think I could handle it if he was.
When you saw him, did you immediately think, oh yeah, he's my type?
Yeah, I did.
What is your type? I mean, put the guy
Funny.
to one side.
Funny.
Right.
Opinionated. Oh, kind of macho.
What does kind of macho mean?
Well, not overtly macho.
We're
Like
going to do some
like-
push-ups.
Exactly.
That kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how do you think marriage has changed you?
Well, I'm a lot more tolerant than I used to be. I mean, before when people used to, you know, rub me the wrong way, piss me off, insult me, whatever, I'd just be like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I mean, that's the whole thing with family, period. Kids and husband or wife, whatever. You do have to become a lot more unconditional about everything and tolerant of people not measuring up to your standards 24/7.
For you, don't seem to be a woman who likes compromise. So is it?
What? You know, you've got me pigeonholed. It's like, you know, just stick me in a box and call me a control freak. And
You said you're a bit of a control freak.
I bit, but you have to do some kind of compromise when you're married.
Yeah.
And when you have kids, that's the nature of the beast. You know.
So what are the big shared interests? Because can he dance?
No.
Is he a terrible dancer?
Kind of. Yeah. But he can do other things.
Would
good.
he be one of the kind of mad stalkers that comes to the auditions?
No.
He's
no.
not that. He's not a terrible dancer in that
Please.
sense of the word.
I don't think auditioning is in his repertoire.
Okay. And what about Irish songs? Because
He likes Irish songs more than me. I hope you're not insulted.
I slightly.
But I do. Some of them are amazing.
Can
but
you
it's
sing
just
me
that
one?
No,
Why not?
I'm not doing that singing thing again. Okay, I already made a fool
was
out of
lovely.
myself. Thanks.
I prepare one for you.
People can, if they want to hear some Irish folk songs being sung, they can see my movie.
That's harsh.
Sorry.
Or I can.
Do you want to? I see you're gagging to sing one for me.
No,
No, you sure?
I do, but only if you want me to. And I don't think you want me to.
absolutely insist that you sing me an Irish folk song. Okay. Is this laced with anything?
This is a Belfast song. Not
Okay.
where I'm from.
Is it political?
No, it's not actually. It's beautiful.
Okay.
It's just it's a love song. I'll just sing you a very short verse of it. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. What are you doing? What are you shaking your head for?
Not that one.
Do you know that one?
Yes.
Black Velvet Band. It's beautiful.
That guy sings that relentlessly. I'm sorry.
You'd rather I sang something else.
I was hoping you were going to sing Danny Boy. That's my favorite Irish folk song.
And when you come, and all the flowers are dying, and I am dead as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and you shall say an Ave there for me. And I shall hear your soft foot tread above me, and on my grave you murmur sweet happy. And bending low, I tell you that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. We've only got an hour left.
Good.
So,
You've
I-
killed a whole bunch of
I
time.
know, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Halfway through, this is actually quite a long verse.
I'm very impressed. You have a nice voice.
I'm all right. I think I've got about 2 notes, and I've got no range whatsoever.
There was more than 2 notes you just sang.
Do you think?
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Very good.
But
Impressive.
so do you still go to pubs with Guy and stuff? Does that
yes.
often happen, or is that an occasional
Not lately,
thing?
because I've been working a lot and I don't drink when I'm performing.
That's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I imagine the one.
Which is why in the scene in the film,
you
know,
look like
I'm in
you're
the pub
gagging
and
for a
I'm-
drink. Yeah.
Yeah, but I had shows to do, and if it's a night before a show, I don't like to be in smoke-filled environments, and I
That's
can't
fair
drink. So,
But the thing is, though, I mean, and it's rare that I feel I've worked a hard day, but when you've worked a hard day and you come home, there is nothing like, you know what, I'm just going to have a drink before I go to bed.
it's lovely.
And
Nice
you-
glass of wine.
And you still can't do that when you're on tour?
Not,
or?
not the night before I sing.
Really?
Yeah.
What? I mean, Do you
It dehydrates me.
And is water, irrespective of what sort of water it is it always room temperature? Because like a
Yes.
couple of years ago, everyone was laughing at that, but now it makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah. So.
Sorry to get all excited.
Yeah, about water.
About water. I want to talk about your kids because if Guy's the hero, then your kids for me steal the show. And there's a wonderful moment where you're telling jokes to your producers and your dancers, and it's going down quite well. And then it cuts.
Not nearly as well as my daughter and my
cuts
son.
to your daughter and your son. Your son is the perfect audience for any joke teller, and he's got the most contagious laugh in the whole world. He is cracking. Do they get on that well all the time?
No.
Because there's about 3 years
they're
between
usually
them, isn't there?
bashing each other's heads in. Yeah. They go back and forth from being incredibly affectionate, loving, and protective to, committing something very close to murder.
Well, the 3
plotting
years,
each other's deaths.
The 3 years between me and my sister. And so,
Were you that way with her?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, when your sister is physically stronger than you, there's no worse feeling in the entire world.
Yeah.
And it looks
But
like
eventually, boys outgrow the strength of their older sisters, don't they? And
physically, but not mentally.
Yes, this is true. Wow.
So they seem to get on very well, and he seems to adore her and worship the ground that she walks on.
Ish. Yeah. He does look up to her. But there's one scene in the film where he won't let her get a word in edgewise.
There's one moment when you're on the bed, and this is for me. I just watched it and just thought this just settles the whole nature-nurture debate for me, because there's one moment when you're on the bed with the two of them, and Lourdes is just talking to you, and he obviously is this kind of beautiful, demure, very mature, probably speaking fluent French to you.
Yeah.
And he's bashing his head on the bed like an absolute maniac.
Yeah.
And I just thought, you can't bring a kid up to do that. That's just what boys do.
Exactly.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, I think that there are certain things, character traits that girls have that boys don't have, and vice versa. That it's not got anything to do with. I've never talked about guns to my son. He doesn't watch TV. I don't know, where he got it, but as soon as you give them a stick, they turn it into a weapon, and girls don't do those sort of things.
No.
You give them a stick and they try to put a dress on it. So.
But you, like you said, you don't let them watch television at all.
No.
One movie a week.
Yeah.
Lots of reading.
Yeah.
And do they go on the internet, or is that allowed?
They play computer games.
They're allowed to play computer games.
Yeah.
That comes across to me like quite a strict mother.
Ah, not really. They do lots of
No
other things.
TV at
They
all?
go skating, and they go bowling, and they
I'm not saying they don't have fun, but like...
have tons of fun.
I'm sure they do, but like TV
Well,
was the
who has
holy
time
grail
for-
when I was a kid. And if your mum says you can't watch TV, it just makes you want to watch it even more. Are you worried that they will rebel when they do rebel? Or will you just get out a couple of the old,
If they want to rebel, that's okay. It's good to rebel. It's good to be rebellious. I mean, you have to go through your rebellious phase. But I wasn't raised with TV, and it didn't hurt me. And I still don't like it. I'm not interested in it. So.
A friend of mine, just actually when I was going to meet you, said, you must ask her this, and are you, obviously every mother worries about her children. Do you worry about what they grow up in terms of the glare of the spotlight? And it's not like, you caught that at all. But, for example, when you went to the Harry Potter premiere, which is what my friend was talking about, people were asking your daughter more questions than they were asking you almost.
I was very happy about that, because she's the Harry Potter aficionado, not me. And I brought her there. It was a special treat for her. She didn't even know she was going.
Oh my God.
So just said, get dressed up and we're going out, and it was a special occasion.
But in terms of what's normality?
We don't usually do things like that. That's a very special thing, and they're not very fond of photographers following them around.
Sure. But when they turn up to someone like that,
A premiere, well,
it's so exciting.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she really cared about the photographers. All she could care about was seeing Hermione in person, and the other one, Ron Weasley, the redhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's obsessed.
She doesn't like Harry Potter himself?
She does, but she's particularly taken with those two. And in the middle of the movie, she had to go to the bathroom, and when she went into the bathroom, Hermione was in there washing her hands.
Oh my God.
And her jaw hit the ground.
Do either of them, and I'm banking it's probably her, have any musical talent?
Musical talent,
Yeah,
absolutely.
What
They're
sort?
both very musical, but her definitely.
I can see him being a drummer.
He's very rhythmic, Yeah, he's kind of in breakdancing.
Anything he can bash, I imagine.
Yeah. He breaks things and then he dances. Yes, Lola's very musical. Sings quite well. Incredible ballerina.
Is she?
Yeah.
And because when I have children, I intend to
force them to do things.
Piano, without a shadow of a doubt.
Piano, really. I tried to get my daughter to do piano. She was not having it.
Look at my Shrek-like fingers. How did I not get into piano? Look at them. Look at the spread there. That's a piano
kind of
playing
stubby.
hand, isn't it? They are kind of stubby. Yeah, I'm a terrible typist. But
Do you have any hobbies?
well, I have hobbies, but I don't.
Do you play a musical instrument?
No, and I really wish I did. I can't play guitar with these chubby old stumps, can I?
Well, I have stumpy fingers and I play guitar.
Look at your fingers, are lovely. What are you talking about?
They're
not
gross.
stubby.
No, I'm not showing you.
They're not gross. These
Well.
are gross fingers.
That one's gross. That one in particular.
Why? What's the matter with that?
That one's deformed.
I'll tell you what happened there. A ball hit me on. You're so horrible. But it's true. It is deformed. A ball hit me when I was playing. I used to play American football over here, weirdly.
God forbid.
I know. And a ball hit me on the thing, and it just came up there, and I was about 15. And then,
Oh.
God, I can't believe it. I'm going to keep that with me to my dying day. My daughter called my finger gross and deformed.
Scarred for life.
Well, that's just perfect.
Sorry.
Time goes by.
So I know you don't want to talk about Kabbalah, and I don't
I
particularly
didn't
want
say
to
I
talk
didn't
about
want to
it.
talk
You
about
rolled
it.
your eyes, so I thought, I better get through this quite quickly.
No, it's okay. I'm cool with it.
Let's just say I'm an alien that come down from space. Just explain to me.
When you'd be a Scientologist. I'm sorry, why did I say
Please,
that?
go and explain Scientology to me, because we'll be here all day. But
I don't know anything about it.
That's the thing.
I just know that they believe that we were all once aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't explain that to me.
I
But
don't know anything about
just
it.
explain Kabbalah to me, please. Just very, very briefly, and the broad strokes of it. Because it seems
Broad
to be
strokes.
broad strokes.
Well, no, I mean, you could explain it on lots of different levels. You could talk about it in a practical sense, or you could talk about it in a deeply cerebral, analytical context.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of different ways to say it. It's a belief system, or it's a philosophy, and it's several thousand years old. A lot of people confuse it with Judaism because there are a lot of rituals involved with the study of Kabbalah that are similar to Judaism, which is, one is studying the Torah, for instance. But the difference is that from a strictly religious point of view, if you read the Torah, you just read it literally. You know, Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
There's an apple, there's a snake. You know the old story. But all the stories from a Kabbalistic point of view in the Old Testament are metaphors. And there's a mystical interpretation of it. So if you study Kabbalah, you study a text called the Zohar. I mean, it's not a religion. It's not a group that excludes other religious thinking. So
you could be Catholic and Kabbalah
sure.
at the same
Well, I am.
time.
I mean, essentially, I was raised a Catholic, and I still go to church every once in a while, and I feel quite comfortable there. But for me, it's much more intellectual, and it deals much more with science and the whole theory of evolution. And a thinking person reads the story about Adam and Eve and goes, "Oh, come on, that's not really how the world was created in 7 days." And what about Cro-Magnon and
Sure.
Neanderthals and all of that? So it allows you to bring those two worlds together, the world of spirituality and the world of science, and they can live without conflicting with one another together.
And was it important in the film to get a little bit of it across?
Yeah, obviously it's influenced me
Yeah.
a lot. And if I left it out, then that really wouldn't be a documentary about my life, would it? So, and I do think there are some very simple, basic concepts that I think anybody could relate to, whether you believed in God or not.
Sure.
I think that I made the record as a kind of antidote to the seriousness of making my film, if you want to know the truth. And also, I haven't really focused on dance music for a long time, so it was a combination of yearning for that simplicity and yearning for a bit of levity and joy, and
It's fun, isn't it?
yeah,
That's the
it
thing.
is.
I saw you live a couple of days ago, and it's a fun show. And
Yeah,
it's just,
it's fun music. It's fun to perform, and you don't have to take it too seriously, and it's liberating for me.
It's a lot like, it reminds me of Flashdance.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like that?
Oh, that's a good thing.
She's a maniac.
That's always a good thing. Do you still go clubbing? Do you
Well,
want
I
to
have
go?
parties, and I dance ferociously.
Is that the same
After
thing?
several cocktails, does that qualify?
I think it does. But are these...
To go out to a club now
can't
is
do
slightly
that, can you?
problematic. So what I do is I have my own clubs.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, just invite all your friends,
Mm-hmm.
hire a DJ, drink copious amounts of alcohol,
Brilliant.
and dance till dawn.
And I read a little bit about ABBA. I mean, how difficult was it to get the permission for that? Because that's the first time, right?
Yeah. Well, no, actually, they gave a sample once to Lauryn Hill from the Fugees, I
Right.
think. So it's the second time. They don't do it very often. I imagine they're asked all the time because they wrote so many great hooks. So, yeah, it was hard. Lots of begging, lots of cash.
when in doubt, I'm turning up with a brown envelope at 5 o'clock. Yawn. Who do you rate now? Is there anyone you listen to now and you just go, yeah, they really got it?
I love Coldplay, White Stripes, Goldfrapp. Those are the records I've been listening to lately.
Okay.
Is that good?
That's very
good choices. Do you play those songs on your radio station? Probably
I
not.
play Coldplay. Goldfrapp I love. Terrifies me as well, but I absolutely love it.
Terrifies
She's
you?
good. She's brilliant. She's she's in your mould. She asks questions. She does that.
Does that mean I terrify you?
Oh, a little bit. But
Oh, shut up.
But but in a good way. You pose questions. It's good to be posed questions.
Yeah.
Listen, I saw you on stage the other night. And it's a very physical show.
Yes.
And it's brilliant. How, in God's name, do you keep your figure?
My figure?
I don't want to flatter you too much.
Okay,
maybe,
please
but-
don't.
But how do you do it? Because it can't
You mean what
just
do I
be
do
yoga.
for exercise?
Yeah.
No, I haven't done yoga since I fell off my horse. Well, not my horse, a horse.
It's not your horse anymore?
No, it wasn't my horse to begin with.
I thought it was your
my
birthday
horse
present
wouldn't
horse.
have. No, my birthday present horse didn't throw me.
Okay.
This other horse I was forced to get on did.
What was his
That's
name?
another story. Rocky.
The horse's name you fell off was Rocky.
Yeah.
That'd do it, wouldn't it?
Exactly. I should have known from the name.
And what was it? A big stallion or something?
No, it was a tiny little polo pony. It's revolting. I know.
And what? He just started like bolting the minute he got on it or something?
Yeah. I don't want to go there. I get flashbacks.
Seriously?
I'm just starting to feel better, so.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So yoga, well, I used to do a lot of yoga, but I haven't done it because I can't. I mean, my shoulder's still a bit stiff. It's not that exciting, really.
It's not exciting, but you
I
got
do
bear in mind-
Pilates.
Isn't that yoga?
Pilates?
Yeah. Look,
Where are
you're
you
looking at a
from?
guy, I can't touch my toes. You're looking at a guy, I've got no
Well, you can
flexibility
go on,
whatsoever.
let me see.
Don't, because I've got a dicky back as well.
Dicky back.
I don't like the idea of my laces showing. See, that's killing me.
Yeah, but all guys are stiff.
I know, but I don't want to be stiff.
Put your head down.
No, I mean, oh yeah. Ah, what are you doing? Madonna. But you must like the fact that you look great. Right.
I'm not going there.
Right,
I
no,
mean,
let me justify this.
I'm happy that I'm not a fat slob, if that's what you're
Yeah,
asking.
but let me justify it.
But I worked hard for it.
Exactly. So how do you work? What do you do? Do you go into the gym? Do you go running?
No, not
Do
too
you
much.
chase
lately.
Rocky the horse?
I walk uphill on a treadmill and I do Pilates. That's really the mainstay of my workout right now.
And how many times a day or how many times a week like do you have to do that?
Every day of the week I do something.
Good. Listen, I just want to.
But the weird thing is I don't work out half as much as I used to. I used to be like just a freak.
You eat well though, right?
I do, yeah.
But you still eat meat.
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, sometimes.
You try not to eat that much meat.
I just don't really
I want to
think
know.
about
I want to
it.
know your diet. Tell me your diet.
A lot of fish and vegetables and rice.
Oily fish,
Yeah.
mackerel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love mackerel.
Cod, salmon. Do
Only-
people want to hear this? I mean,
I want to know because
Okay.
I'm interested in fishing and.
do you go fishing?
Oh yeah.
Fishing for compliments?
Sometimes. Anywhere I can. Do you go fishing?
No, truth be told. Well, this last summer, a guy tried to get me to go fly fishing a few times, but I was too busy riding my horse. And it's who wants to
Fly
go?
fishing boring. Go sea fishing. It's a lovely day.
No, I've been sea fishing. I find that boring.
What are you talking about? It's lovely. You're
It's
out
just
in the
so
ocean.
you get sun and you get
relaxing.
drunk.
No, you don't have to get drunk.
What's the problem? It's a bit boring sea fishing. I like things that require a bit more skill. You just dangle
I know.
your thing in the
it's
water.
very lucky. I understand that. And then it's all
It's
about getting
okay.
fishing.
It's okay.
Rocco looked like he enjoyed it.
Yeah, he
Sea
loves to
fishing.
go fishing.
Now listen, I know the tour's called Reinvention, right?
Yep.
So the whole reinvention thing. I'm obsessed with how you decide how you're going to reinvent. Do you know what I mean? So for example, Frozen, right? I'm going to get all black and the birds are going to come out and stuff like that. You know, confession of a dance floor, leotard. I mean, does someone come out and go?
I find a muse.
I'm going to
No.
go cave woman today. And you go,
No, I find a muse. When I made my record, before I shot the video, I decided that Saturday Night Fever and John Travolta were my muse. So that's the starting point. And then from there, I spin out. So every time I do something, I find, like with my music album, I decided the whole country and western thing.
Yeah.
The cowboy was my muse. And I try to deconstruct it in a postmodernist sort of way.
But do you then wake up and go, Knights of Armour are now my muse, and then you'll be halfway down the Knights of Armour tip and go, oh no, Knights of Armour aren't working.
No, I have to see something. Something has to catch I have to go and see a film or an art exhibit or hear some music or see a fashion show. It's always one little thing that catches my eye, and then I go, oh my God, I see it all there. That's it.
Is that the trick, do you think, to longevity, success, and so forth?
To what? Pay attention?
Well, no, to back the winner. To just think, yeah, I think that cowboy thing's going to work, and I think I can do something.
But how would I know that that's a winner? No, you have to just find something, and you have to believe in it. You have to go for it. It's partially instinct, and it's partially confidence.
But you must look back sometimes and go,
what was I thinking?
no, well,
I do that.
Do you?
Sure.
What's the one moment?
I'm not telling.
Why not?
Because I'm not telling.
Why?
Because I don't want to give all my cards away.
All right,
Let's talk about the positive side of that.
What's the second from worst moment? No.
This interview.
What's your you cow? What's the all right? When you look back and you've had such a sort of varied and
Checkered career.
So I was going to say something, then I realised, hang on a second, that's not right. Well, you've had such a remarkable career and such a sustained career. Do you look back, or is it always constantly looking forward?
I do both. I don't look back too much. I don't like to look back too much.
So when you get an award or something, does it go straight in a cupboard, or
Yeah.
you don't like to contemplate and so forth? What are you looking at me like that for?
Contemplate an award.
Well, you get an award, or you go platinum or whatever, and you get your disc, and you know.
Oh, we have a moment of feeling proud and grateful, and but it's not. At the end of the day, it's not really tangible objects that fill you up. It's more intangible things.
Have you always been like that, or do you think you've matured into that?
I don't think I've ever displayed one of my awards on a mantle or shown it to anybody.
I mean, inside your head, is in what makes you happy now. Is the same thing that makes you happy now the same thing that made you happy 20 years ago?
Yes and no. How's that for an answer?
It's
I mean,
enigmatic.
the most amazing thing is to go out on stage and put on a show and feel the energy of a sports arena or a stadium and know that you're connecting to people. I remember the first time I ever walked out on stage on a big proper tour, and I felt lifted up off of my feet, and I still get that feeling when I go out on stage, and so that still turns me on.
I want to know about how you find it over here now.
Find it over here.
Yeah. How do you like it over
I
here?
love it. I love it.
What do you love about living
I don't like the idea. I like to leave for short increments, but I love living here.
What do you love about it?
I love the pace.
Which is?
It's somewhere. It's not as quite as insane as New York, but it's got energy. I love the dry sense of humor that is rampant in this town, in this country. I think it's brilliant. I like the weather. I do. I like gray and rainy, and actually it's not been gray and rainy enough.
Seasons.
I'm kind of complaining about that.
Do you like seasons?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what's great over
I
here.
love the countryside. Countryside's amazing here.
Because you have obviously a place in Wiltshire, right?
Yeah, it's right on the border of Wiltshire and Dorset.
Do you like the combination of the both? Living in
Yes,
town
I
and being
love
out?
living in town and then having that weekend getaway thing, whatever.
And I think very much like the British people very much see you as kind of one of us now.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. I'm chuffed, as they say in your country. It's my country now.
Well, this is the thing. I think if someone told me I was interviewing you 5 years ago, I'd probably be Not that you're not an easy interview, because you know you're tough, but I think 5 years ago I'd probably be more nervous than I am now. And obviously I've never met you before, but
Well, maybe I understand Britishness better. Maybe that's it.
yeah, I think
Appreciate the nuances.
I think it probably is. And you're still really enjoying the country life. You don't shoot anymore, do you?
No, but I've replaced that with writing, and see what's happened to me. Should have stuck to shooting.
No, I'm glad you don't shoot anymore.
Yeah.
Because
Are you one of those anti-shooter
no,
people?
not at all, not at all. But you,
I like to shoot clay pigeons.
yeah. But there's something about, and I've got, you know, when a guy goes out with a shotgun and kills his dinner, I understand that.
That's
totally.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, you know, I just read a little bit about when you gave up shooting, and you just said
The
that
blood thing.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
It's kind of like that when I go
I got
fishing,
a little bit
but-
too. Yeah, a little bit. I became obsessed with how many birds I could knock out of the sky. It was,
Did you eat any of them?
Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
that's okay.
No, I like pheasant.
And have you got a cellar and a larder that you would hang them in?
Yeah,
How long should you hang a pheasant for?
till it's really rank.
Really?
Yeah.
And so, like, the maggots
Several
and stuff?
days.
Oh, shut up. Do you think it's easier to be famous in England than it is in America?
No.
Just in terms of what I mean is in
You know
terms...
what? I don't really know. I mean, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I mean, the press, the tabloid. There's way more tabloids here, it seems, and so it's like the manifestation of the paparazzi. There just seems like there's a lot more media here, and it's a smaller country, so it's more intense. But on the other hand, I can go out for a walk here and be left alone, and I can't in New York.
What do you make of, you know, for someone that's kind of survived at the top of a game for, you know, for a long while now, what do you make of this whole celebrity culture we have and this kind of fame for fame's sake?
I think it's just a phase everybody's going through. It's not a very good thing to aim for. I just want to be famous. I mean, it's good to be famous for actually doing something or, you know, creating something. I think if you want to stick around, your best bet is to get good at something.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And we do live in a celebrity mad culture for sure, and I don't think it's doing anybody any good.
Do you think it's got worse since you started?
Yeah, and I think it'll probably get even worse. Yeah.
Will it get better? I don't think it can.
It's always going to get better.
Do you think?
It's always darkest before the dawn.
I don't understand it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. And lastly, where do you go next? What do you want to do?
Go to the bar next door and have a drink. Care to join
with
me?
or
Of course.
or on your own? One for my baby.
Yeah, on
one for
my
the
own,
road.
yeah. I love sitting at a bar by myself. It's my favorite thing to do.
I can
Netty no
serenade you
mates.
by the piano. What do you want to do, or are you not even thinking about?
Next. Well, there's a rumor that I'm going to go on tour. I haven't validated that rumor yet, but
Can you validate it with me right here, right now?
I'm thinking about it.
You can't validate it.
I'm thinking about it. That's all I can say. Yeah. What else do I want to do?
And what about in a few years'
No,
time?
not-
Because I mean, touring is a very difficult, physical, hard job to do. Isn't
I would love to direct a film.
it? Wow. Tell me a bit about that.
Well, I mean, I felt very inspired by making this movie. And I learned a lot about filmmaking and storytelling. And I would like to do it on my own next time. Not about me.
Fiction, like a
Not
motion
necessarily
picture or-
fiction. Truth is stranger than fiction. So, and there's a soundbite for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like true stories, actually. I prefer them.
Okay.
But I would like to do that next.
Brilliant. I've really enjoyed meeting you.
Have you?
Yeah.
Not just saying that?
I'm not just saying it, no. I
Okay.
wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it.
Oh, okay.
I'd just go, thank you very much, very nice to meet you. But I really enjoyed having a chat with you, and thank you very much for giving me an hour of your
My
time.
pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. Both cheeks. I'm a Brit now.
Get dramatically lost with Channel 4 Wednesday at 10. Coming next tonight, the creators of South Park have invented a new sport with lots of rude rules. Basketball, our late night movie, is on the way.